Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time where I talk about the news, mainly from the Daily Mail website. Sorry for today, I was having a few technical issues. Anyway, I've been jibber-jabbed today. I'm all jabbed up with flu and COVID vaccine, so I'm like the ready Brett kid. I'm glowing and I'm ready for action. It's been a bit rainy out there, but that's nothing compared to what's happening in Florida. The entire west coast of Florida has been evacuated. Well, warning. They're warning them to evacuate. Because we have Hurricane Milton. They make it sound so harmless. Hurricane Milton is going to make landfall on the Gulf Coast tomorrow, and so the entirety of Florida's west coast is under hurricane warning. They recommend everyone to leave. Obviously, they reckon it's got 180 mile per hour winds and storms and rains coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, being fed by the warm water there. And here's a picture of it again. So if you're moaning about the rain out there, like I just did, that's nothing compared to what's happening to those poor Americans. And as you can see, people are leaving in droves. And again, I've seen some film footage of it, and people are just, again, panic buying. The ones that are, I guess, staying. The shelves are empty, and this is where it's going to hit. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. It looks terrible, doesn't it? I haven't checked this today, so like I said, because I've been busy getting jibber jabbed. EU news. Oh no, we don't cover the EU enough. This is the Netherlands and Hungary, right? Both Hungary and the Netherlands are seeking an opt-out from the European Union rules on asylum, a minister has said. Last month, the Dutch government, which is dominated by Geert Wilders' hard-right party, declared an asylum crisis. And now Hungary has joined in. So that's Viktor Orban is the leader of them. And here he is. He's saying, "I'm Viktor Orban." Not a good look, that. Not a good look. Should have put him behind a desk. The European treaties are binding agreements, and any exemptions can only be made with the agreement of all other 27 EU member states. Like I said, they want to opt out of the common asylum policy from Brussels. They've said that the move was justified to provide housing, healthcare and education to its citizens, but the European Commission responded saying it's expected no immediate changes. These EU rules adopted in May and to come into effect in 2026 aim to share hosting responsibilities across 27 country bloc and to speed up deportations of those deemed ineligible to stay. And again, this is in Hungary. The border fence is there, so that EU, I think we dodged the bullet. We dodged the bullet there. Meanwhile, this is going back to the M25 pothole. Do you remember the M25 pothole, which caused, how many was it? 58 cars. Sorry, not 20. 20 is the M4, because there's another pothole on the M4 apparently. They've gone pothole crazy again. Because the one on the M25 ended up taking out 58 cars. We did cover this last week. And the M4 happened. And there you go. It's not much to see. It's the worst story ever. there's some cars, and that's where it happened. There's the M25 pothole and the M4 pothole, so you've got to be careful. That's in West London, so you've got to keep away. We want to see the damage. This isn't good enough. This is rubbish. Where's the damage? But yeah, keep your eye out for potholes. Of course, it's hard in the dark and on the motorways. But, you know. Britain's most stolen cars revealed. Is yours one of them? I don't have a car. Mrs. has a car. I don't drive. The top 10, right? Since 2018. Top in the. Should we do it in reverse order? We do it in reverse order. They've got this kind of animated infogram where you hover your mouse over. Again, better people could probably identify the car just by looking at them, but I'm gonna be pointing and clicking. So this is the top reported cars stolen since 2018. In at number 10 is the Vauxhall Astra with just shy of 4,500 thefts. At number 9, Vauxhall Corsa with 4,992 thefts. This is fascinating. Range Rover Sport 5,572. Audi A3 5,551. Mercedes-Benz C-Class 5,698. BMW 1 Series 6,286. Ford Focus 6,664. BMW 3 Series. Why can't it just be all BMW? Why is it a different series? 9,148. Volkswagen Golf. That was what at our shop. It was a Volkswagen Golf. I did keep the badge as a grisly trophy, but decided to leave it behind as a hex on the next owner. 9,526. And Ford Fiesta tops the chart with 10,346 thefts. Oh, there you go. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating? This is a survey carried out by insurance company Confused.com. There you go. So if you got a Ford Fiesta, you're gonna have expensive insurance. Thanks Confused.com. So yeah. Scientists have come up with a trick which helps you deal with arguments and could potentially save your relationship. Okay, everybody knows what the deal is. It's the old motto: happy wife, happy life. You know. Remember, she's always right because she said so. Remember that. It's easy to remember. A Stanford-backed model used to navigate business conflicts could also be the key to saving your relationship. Yes, professors at the Ivy League school that teaches about the pinch crunch theory. What do you know of the crunch? Says people should address minor issues before they turn hostile. But the framework can be used outside the classroom to aid couples in communicating. Pinches are minor annoyances which lead to, I guess, the crunch, the bigger annoyance. So basically, nip it in the bud. It's the old. This is a very old basic rule of humanity. Nip it in the bud. Don't let it bloom into the hate rose of hate. So yeah, apparently this is it. This is going to solve all your problems. Getting along, pinch, unmet expectation, misunderstanding or annoyance, talk, get along again. If you avoid it, you end up with a crunch, right? But you can still talk your way to get communication, I think. Basically, talk away your problems. Problem shared is a problem halved. These are intelligent people, but it's stuff we all know. People pay good money to go to these places, so I don't know. I don't like this headline. This isn't. I don't like this headline at all. It's a Mail Plus story, so I can't actually read it. But don't like it. I don't like that story. I'm offended and upset. Can we? Can't read that one. Can't read that one. Oh, some Philip Schofield news. They're doing a big run on Philip Schofield. Here we go. We got a passive aggressive school note in lunchbox. Is it about nuts? They ban nuts from the schools. That's not right, is it? A British mother who goes by the name of Mrs. Thompson on Reddit claimed a teacher has slipped a piece of paper with a picture of a packet of crisps in it inside her daughter's lunch container, with the words "No crisps, please" were printed under the photograph. This infuriated the mother, who appears to be from the UK, thinks it's on Reddit, who captured her post, "This passive-aggressive note in my daughter's lunchbox today. Back to school indeed." And apparently, well, look, crisps are a weekend treat. You shouldn't be putting crisps in your kid's lunchbox. Maybe they're a bit older if they're a teenager, I don't know. But again, at the end of the week, on a Friday perhaps, as a treat. So I'm with the teacher on this one. And yeah, that's what your lunchbox should look like. But look, they put nuts in, which would have been banned. Some schools ban nuts, but nuts are good for you. It's not my fault that the other children are weak with their allergies. Again, if they eat the nuts, it'll cure them of being irritating. Oh, yes, it's all right. Nobody's watching. Did you know that gay face is real? It's true. It's true. Do you think you can tell whether a person is gay or straight simply by looking at them? It's called gaydar. It's called gaydar. 2 science educators have scared their research behind the idea of gay face. So according to science, it's a real thing, with some people spotting it more better than others. The phenomenon was investigated by Mitch Moffat, a biologist, and Greg Brown, a science teacher, who both happen to be gay. So if they're going to know, they're going to know. And surprisingly, the pair discovered that gay face isn't anything to do with looking masculine or feminine. But yeah, apparently gay face has been a subject of research for over a decade. Early studies going back to 2011 found that homosexual men had more symmetrical faces than heterosexual. My face is perfectly symmetrical. I did, you know, one of those apps where you can mirror your face. I did it. It looked exactly like me. Scary it was. I didn't like it. But then it's also a sign of beauty. So it's true. But yeah, according to a YouTube clip which aired early this month on the channel ASAP Science, which has been viewed over 100,000 times. Don't worry, this will be, if we're lucky, this might get 80 views. He was quoted to have said, "Us gay guys, we like to pluck our eyebrows and keep our beards nice and trim." What are you saying? Mine's a bit straggly. I know a lot of gay men who have Botox and filler to make their faces look symmetrical. But yeah, in 2015, researchers started to use a software to map physical structure of faces in minute detail, and underlying patterns started to form. So he adds, research on lesbian faces found on average lesbians in the study have more upturned noses and smaller foreheads than their straight counterparts. And yeah, so and here is the software. Analyse, well, he's obviously a left footer, isn't he? You can tell, look at that. Because he's got a big triangle on his head. That's morphometric software, apparently. And so see, look, the one on the left is straight, and the one on the right is gay, apparently. Okay, and with the lesbian, see, one is straight on the left and the one on the right is gay. I don't know, they look the same with the boxes on their face. I don't know about that. And apparently this is a computer generated image from a Spanish study from 2021 with images increasingly altered to express homosexual traits from left to right. So, left is straight, right is homosexual. Interesting. That one, he looks a bit like Russell Tovey. So, yeah, there you go. Gay face is real, and so is gaydar, apparently. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Can't do that one. Can't do that one. Guys, there's some rough ones here today. Okay. There's not even any good. There's not even any good. There's not even any good court news today. I wish there was. Oh, good news. Kim Jong-un has threatened to nuke America and South Korea. But doesn't he do that every week? Doesn't he? I thought that's what they do, innit? Him, Putin. Thankfully, the Chinese are more interested in making stuff and becoming the biggest capitalist endeavour in the world. So they're bored with all the nuke shit. They're leaving it to the North Koreans and the Russians now. But good news, the ozone layer is healing and could recover entirely by 2045. That's about 8:45. It's an old joke. But yeah, a promising study has revealed. Now, who remembers? When was it? The late 80s, when they banned hairspray, and everyone had really bad hairstyles because of it, because of the ozone layer. Remember, if it wasn't all-out nuclear attack, AIDS, or the ozone layer, we were going to die. Those were the things. That's what we had to grow up with. But yeah, so 40 years since scientists discovered the hole in the ozone layer, it looks like it's recovering. Concentrations of ozone over the Arctic reached record high in March this year, according to a study from NASA at the Goddard Space Flight Center. Warmer weather and a slower jet stream meant the protective gas layer grew 14.5% thicker than the post-1980 average. Researchers say that banning chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, in 1989 at the Montreal Protocol meant that the ozone layer is now on the path to complete recovery. Lead author, Dr. Paul Newman, no, not that Paul Newman, says increased ozone is a positive story since it's good for the environment, encouraging news that the global Montreal Protocol agreement is producing positive results. So there is a picture, but it's like, see, so like before, that's March 2020 and 2024. So there you go. So we're saved. We're saved. It's just nuclear attack now. Nuclear attack. And here's some polar bears thinking, thank Christ for that. We were going to have to go and live in Norfolk the way this was going. And nobody wants to live there. Cadbury. Got Cadbury news. If you like chocolate, I don't know if I've mentioned it lately, but I'm a type 2 diabetic, so it's not for me. But Cadbury are reviving a limited edition product which will be out in time for Christmas. It's the Dairy Milk Winter Mint Crisp Bar, and it's made with real peppermint oil, flavoured milk chocolate and honeycomb granules. And it's a family favourite, so you have to keep your eye out for that one. I don't think I've ever had it. Maybe if they did a dark chocolate one, I might be able to manage it. But so there you go. And there's 12 portions per bar. So just in case you didn't know, keep your eye out for that. Apparently, fatties up and down the country are clapping their feet together and ignoring the palpitations that they're having due to their raised blood sugar levels. Yeah, a bar at Tesco's will cost you £4.50. Jesus Christ. Is that how much it is for a bar of chocolate these days? Jesus. Okay. Bloody hell. That's not good, is it? Can't do that. So many stories. You've got to be careful. So many stories, isn't it? Okay, here we go. This is a good one. Do you have trouble with your skin? That Darren did. He died because he took acne preparation. Do you remember that story? It said Darren died. Well, anyway, Gen Z have discovered a miracle skincare fix. Okay. New videos on TikTok, there are hundreds of them, show young people slathering their face in... Remember, this is to cure acne and eczema. What do you think they're smearing on themselves? And smearing is the operative word. No? Cow fat. Suet, basically. Tallow. And apparently they're smearing it on their faces. And beef dripping by common terms. And apparently Gen Z reckons it's great. It's great for the skin. It's like, why don't you smear lard on their face as well? And apparently it's got incredible moisturising properties. There you go. So, and also you're going to be dogs up and down the country will follow you around, licking their lips. I don't know. It looks like they've just looks a bit greasy to me. She looks a bit like she needs a wash. So this one just says beef. Indeed, beef. There you go. Does beef tallow work for your skin? Leave a comment in the comments box below. No, just don't. I don't want to know. I really don't. I don't want to. Oh boy, oh boy. Can't do that one. Definitely can't do that one. Where are all the funnies? These are very serious. They've got 22 most affordable places to raise a family in Britain, but it's behind a paywall. I'm ever so sorry about how dull this is. Can I do that one? What the hell? Let's do it. We got this was when was that? This was last week. This was last week on the 29th of September. Up in Druridge Bay in Northumberland. Right now, I'm just going to warn you. 1,200 people braved the elements for a mass new dip. Yes, it was the Northeast Skinny Dip, which has run for the 12th year running, and well, that's got me in trouble, isn't it? That's it. But yeah, it was to raise money for charity. Look at that. It's even more naked people, more naked people than you've ever seen. I can't help myself. No one can see. You can't see. Even if you used a magnifying glass, you wouldn't see anything. But yeah, men and women for all ages dashed into the freezing water at sunrise. And the charity fundraiser even saw participants camping there overnight before plunging into the icy sea. The swim has become an annual mainstay since it launched in 2012 and raises money for mental health charity Mind, and is organised by Jax Higginson. Cheryl Backus, she drove all the way from Surrey in her camper van. She said, it's absolutely brilliant. This is my 4th year, and I came all the way from Surrey to be here. I drove up because it's such a liberating and empowering morning. I absolutely love it. And the sunrise was amazing. Lee Walker also attended in a role as fundraising coordinator. She sold T-shirts to raise funds before taking part in the depot. So she said it's our 6th year of taking part. We've raised $140,000 in the last 6 years, £140,000. That's impressive. And they hope to have raised £20,000 from that day's event. So there you go. But seems a bit cold for me. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Mars. They've got some high resolution video of Mars. Could be a beach up in Skegness, couldn't it, really? Could be anywhere. And that's Mars, is it? All right. Where are the Martians? Yeah, this is dark blue jagged boulders of volcanic basalt were spotted. Did they spot anything else? Where are the little green men? Mind you, that's a pretty impressive. I like that picture. I mean, it does look kind of unearthly, doesn't it? So there you go. And that was the Perseverance spacecraft that captured the photo with the Mastcam Z, a three-dimensional set of cameras perched at human eye level. So there you go, you can see what's on Mars. Is there life on Mars? A man once saying, don't know. I might have to go to to the funny folder in a minute. Can't do that. God, there's some shocking stuff on it. But we're trying to do the light and fluffy ones. This is an advert on a 50-second clip, 8 seconds. But yeah, this is McKenna Hiller being proposed to. Here he goes. He's just getting down, on one knee to propose. And so, like you do, I wonder how it could go wrong. See, romantic spot, on the jetty, and she knocked. Really, see-through dress, eh? She knocked the ring into the river. So there you go. But it floated. I think it got retrieved. So I think beers may. Yeah, it was retrieved. Boring. It's better when they sink to the bottom. But there you go. That's McKenna Hiller, and she was being proposed to by a boyfriend, and the sister jumps in and saves the day. Okay, that could be a. I think I can do this one. That could be a story. I'm going to have a look in the funny folder. Oh, go away. I'm just logging into the Telegraph. Should have done that. Just waiting. Things to look. This is rubbish. Why are you bothering doing this, Dan? This is the and then it blocks the story. Okay. Here we go. I found it on the Daily Mail website instead, because the Telegraph, you let me down. You promised I could read it, and then you said no. You can't. You let me read it yesterday, but today it said no. So I'm going back to the Daily Mail. Sammy May. She was shopping in Waitrose. She was on holiday with her husband in Bath. Here she is. So imagine you're shopping in Waitrose in Bath when she was injured. What happened? Well, a cauliflower fell on her head, right? And it caused her to black out. When she came round, she saw the cauliflowers at her side. And then the staff came along and put the cauliflower back on the shelf. She was taken to the hospital suffering with severe headache, nausea and dizziness, and was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome. Miss May from Kingston in southwest London slammed the supermarket for giving her a £25 voucher and £8 taxi fare in response. She described the gesture as insulting. But yeah, she reckons it fell from 4 foot off the top shelf and knocked her out cold. For those who don't know what a cauliflower looks like, here is a stock image. It wasn't the cauliflower involved in the accident. Oh God, no, it was not. But yeah, she wasn't happy, and this is the Waitrose that you need to avoid. Avoid the falling cauliflowers. But yeah, she says she feels let down. She said her and her husband complained to customer service 2 days after the incident, but she claims to have been told they will need to get their solicitor involved if they wish to take it further. She says, I was very unwell and I'm still suffering and unable to work. I don't know how the cauliflower fell, but they should not store heavy round items like that on the top shelf. The staff just put it back on the top shelf, so they were not treating the incident seriously. Meanwhile, a Waitrose spokesman told the Mail, our customer was seen immediately by a trained first aider at the time of the accident, and we are sorry to hear she's unwell. We take customer safety incredibly seriously and have thoroughly investigated this case, but we'll consider any new information she wishes to share with us. So be careful of the cauliflowers. Meanwhile, art news. This is a Dutch museum, right? Right, where is it? At the does it say what museum it is? The Lamb Museum in Lis, in Western Netherlands. The work, entitled "All the Good Times We Spent Together" by French artist Alexandre Lavet, was thrown away. Yeah, it was thrown in a bin. Should you have a look at it? I mean, I wonder how the cleaners could have made such a mistake. I can't think. Let me have a look. Let's pull it up. Let's have a look at this. Can you see how they made the mistake? Because I mean, to me, it looks, obviously it is a work of art, isn't it? Yeah, this was thrown away by a mechanic at the Dutch Museum. They put the empty cans in a nearby bin. But a close look at the items show that they're not tin cans at all, but meticulously hand painted acrylic paint. They're not what they see. They were actually hand painted, these cans. Fruity Pudding, a spokesman for the museum, said, we try and surprise the visitors all the time. Yeah, and the artworks are often left in unusual places. Hence, this one was left in a lift? Yeah, initially was left in a lift. Yeah. She recovered from a bin bag just in the nick of time. This was curator Elsa van den Berg, who's the curator, recovered them before they were thrown away. And Buddin added, "We've now put the work in a more traditional place on a plinth so it can rest after its little adventure." She stressed that there were no hard feelings towards the mechanic who had just started at the museum. He was just doing his job, she said. But yeah, Sidski van Zanten, the museum's director, said our art encourages visitors to see everyday objects in a new light. By displaying artworks in unexpected places, we amplify this experience and keep visitors on their toes. But yeah, so The incident is a long line of unfortunate things happen in artworks in galleries and museums. In 2023, a man who said he was hungry ate a banana that had been taped to a wall as part of an installation by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan at a gallery in Seoul. I think we may have covered that one. It sounds like something we may have covered. So there you go. Be careful of the art. Be careful of the art, because you never know. You never know what might happen. We'll do some animal news. Okay, let's do some animal news. This is the story of Gita, and she lives in rural Washington State. Here she is, and like I said, Gita is a hero or a heroine because she's a girl. She saved the dog owner's life. Her 84-year-old owner hurt his leg and couldn't get up. Yeah. So Gita went out, walked to the road, and sat in the middle of the road until the local sheriff's deputy stopped, and then she led the officer to her injured owner. Yeah. This happened at their cabin on the 25th of September, and a Stevens County Sheriff said that the dog had saved his life that day. The loyalty and heroism of our furry friends never cease to amaze us, the Stevens County Sheriff's Office added in their statement. Gita, who's 13, had sat down in the middle of the road when the county deputy first encountered her. Deputy tried to get the dog into his patrol cruiser so he could go look for the owner, but she wouldn't get in. The deputy then left and had checked any homes, but he couldn't find her owner. But then the dog, when he returned, the dog got up and moved down an unmarked path and led him to the small summer cabin. And he heard the elderly man's voice calling out for help. The sheriff's office added he may have had very serious consequences if we'd not been found. But there you go. But yeah, Gita has been described as a rescue dog and best friend, and thanked for saving his life that day. So there we go. What a great story. Remember, they really are man's best friend. They really are. Shall we see if there's anybody in? I don't think so, because it's the worst. This is the worst. It's terrible. There's no rhythm to it. It's because I had a bit of a bad start, because my camera wouldn't be recognised. It goes funny like that. I've got to open the page. I've closed the page up and everything. Let's see if there's anybody in. Let's have a look. Snow's in. He says hello, indeed. Hetty's in. He says hi and good afternoon, indeed. Hetty says I'm getting a commercial right in the middle of a live stream. Sorry, that's nothing to do with me. That's YouTube. Because this stream is monetised, YouTube automatically puts in the adverts. I mean, I can try and turn it off, but they do it anyway. It's the same with any of the recorded stuff or the live streams afterwards. YouTube automatically squirt loads of adverts in. It's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do, so I can only apologise for them making money out of this. Someone's got to make some money. It ain't me. Clive says, hi there, Darren. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm full of vaccine. I'm glowing. Zeb says, Darren strikes again. Indeed. Bondi says, the potholes will likely get worse considering how heavy EVs are. Well, just the sheer number of traffic. Again, they need to look into alternative ways of coating the roads, or they need to, make the repairs quicker. They need to do it more regularly. I mean, around here, they repair the road surfaces, and every winter, because of the ice, the water gets into the cracks, expands, contracts, and a pothole is formed. And it's a really quick process. That, and then all the cars going over it. Once it's been, compromised, potholes appear really quickly. And they're just not on it. They're just not on it quick enough. Run says, at least it's not raining on Mars. No. Aldous says, Rush is prog. No, it's not. No, take those filthy words out of your mouth. That's not true. Fasano's in says, good day. You have to look out for those flying cauliflowers, indeed. Fasano says, she was lucky, it could have been fatal. If it was a frozen one, it would have been. If it was a bag of frozen cauliflower for 4 foot, that would have probably probably done something bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. That was another coffee time. A little bit ropey because, like I said, I had a bit of a bad start. A little bit. I don't know why it does it. It's weird. It's this bloody Elgato device. It's this thing. It's this thing here. He says, come on, you can do it. It's that gizmo there. See that box there? It just lets me down. Lets me down, it does. Lets me down. Little peek behind the curtain there. Mind you, I do need to tidy up my desk. It's an awful mess at the moment. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've gone on too long. I've gone on far too long. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know you've got to drink it up. Ta-ta.